I am just sitting down to get ready. It is mid-morning on Saturday, and I thought I would just do a bit more of a casual video today and do a makeup routine that makes me feel the most like myself with minimal effort. So this is not a routine about high coverage or like a super dramatic look. It's just about, a little bit of a pick-me-up that doesn't actually take too much effort and something that feels the most like me. So I am actually gonna take you from like skin prep through the makeup routine. So I'm starting with my Ocea Hyaluronic C Serum, and this video is sponsored by OSEA Malibu, which is a brand that I love. They are California based. They use a lot of ingredients from the ocean. And this is why it's called the Hyaluronic C Serum. So I'm just gonna take a couple of drops of this. You've seen me use it before. It's a beautiful like green color. It's like a jelly consistency, very richly hydrating. I'm just gonna press it into the skin. I'm having a nice slow morning. I woke up at 8, I had a coffee in bed. I did some rowing, which has been a really nice workout that I think I've talked about here before, not a ton, but I've really been enjoying. This is the Ocea C Biotic Water Cream, a really nice lightweight texture, super hydrating. Also, isn't this just the prettiest color? I love that. But yeah, I've just really been liking rowing for a lower impact workout that's still very much full body. Like I work my arms and my chest and my legs, my core and my back, and it's a really efficient workout. And I just like watch something while I do it. So that's been really nice. I like the rhythmic feeling of rowing. It almost feels kind of meditative. My skin is feeling nice and smooth and soft today because last night I actually used the Ocea Sea Glow Overnight Serum. This is an AHA serum that also has like fruit acids, and I'm very picky about AHAs, but I really like this one. It's not too strong, not too intense, and it comes in this glass bottle. I'll just show you the texture. So it's kind of this like milky, almost lotiony serum, and it also hydrates as well. So it's not just exfoliating, it does feel like it's also supportive or supported by hydrating ingredients, and it sinks in. I would use this maybe once a week for my skin type. Then I'm just gonna add some sunscreen. I'm just gonna finish off with some sunscreen. So yeah, I've really been enjoying rowing, and I don't do really long workouts anymore these days. For my lifestyle right now, I found that doing like 20 to 30 minute workouts more frequently has been a lot more sustainable and enjoyable for me than doing really long, intense workouts. It just burns me out, and I feel like, the goal for me right now at this point in my life is not about looking good, it's about feeling good, it's about being healthy, it's about building healthy habits that are truly sustainable and that actually give me energy rather than take energy. So I've really been enjoying that. So after my workout, it was hair wash day today. So I took a nice long shower. Before I did that, I actually did like a more luxurious body care routine. So I used the Ocea plant-based body brush. I did a little bit of dry brushing for some lymphatic drainage, for some physical exfoliation. And then after my shower, I like completely slathered myself in the Ocea Algae Body Oil, which if you have not smelled this, you have to smell it. It just smells so bright and citrusy, and yet there's something like evocative of the ocean in its freshness, and it's a really moisturizing body oil. So it's really nice in the summer, especially if you are wearing shorts or if you're wearing skirts or dresses, your arms are out. It just gives you that nice like sheen on the skin. Osea is also vegan, they're cruelty-free, and I have a 10% off code for you actually. So I will flash that on the screen, and I'll also link that in the description box. So let's move on to makeup. Whether I do a long makeup routine or a short makeup routine, I always start with the brows. So I actually wipe off any excess product from my brows, any excess skincare, and I go in with my clear brow gel. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's an old school favorite, and I just kind of coat the brows first. I do like a thin layer across the whole brow, coating all of the brow hairs. And then as it starts to set down, that's when I get a little bit more detailed and I take the paddle on its flat side and I press the brow hairs against the skin to sort of lay them down to create that laminated brow gel look. I used my T3 airbrush duo today with the round brush attachment because my hair was about like 50% dry when I started styling it, and it just makes blow drying so easy. So if you're ever struggling with, you know, a round brush and a blow dryer, that's a really nice option. I think that just makes things much simpler. So I'm gonna let that dry and move on to base, and I'm gonna fill them in with pencil later in case any makeup gets in the brow, then I can kind of pencil over that. My skin is nice and plump and hydrated thanks to the OSEA products, and I'm gonna go in with Fenty Eavesdrop. And I honestly haven't used this in a while. Over the last couple weeks, I picked it up again and I was like, oh yeah, this is like the perfect summer base. I use the shade number 9. And when I'm going for a quick and easy look, I use my fingers with this. And I'm not someone who naturally likes to do makeup with fingers, but when speed is the priority, you know, it's just sometimes the fastest way to go. So I just take a little bit, and because my skin is nice and hydrated and ready to go, I honestly just like press it into the skin. And this stuff, it's just so nice. It gives you like a light medium coverage. And I've mentioned this before in my review of this, it has these like film forming properties that help it to be really long lasting and also create this super like filtered veil over the pores. And it just, I don't know, once it sets down, it's like weirdly long lasting for a skin tint. I also find with this and any other skin tints, it works best once you kind of smear it over the skin to give a really even base, to just sort of tap over it to make sure there are no like streaky marks or any uneven coverage. I feel like tapping just creates the nicest finish personally. So you guys know how much I love the Armani Power Fabric Concealer. Well, I finally picked up the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I am slow to try it. I got the shade 5.75, but I finally just got curious and I was like, I love all the Armani based products I've tried and I've been loving this one too. It's a really nice like neutral golden light medium and it's super skin-like. I definitely think there's less coverage than their Power Fabric Concealer, but it's still really skin-like and sort of blurs around the eyes, and it's a really flexible, stretchy formula, which is what I love the Armani base products for. So I just take my finger again and just kind of melt it around the eye area. And as much as I hate getting my fingers dirty, I have to admit there's something about just the skin-like coverage that it creates. It just like melts it into your skin. And I cannot deny that it looks really good, especially in person and especially when you want something quick. This is definitely more luminous, obviously, than the Power Fabric Concealer. You can see it almost like bounces back light around the under eyes, which is really beautiful. And it's very like a very youthful under eye. So I think you can see the Luminous Silk Concealer bounces back light. And the effect of that is it looks like real skin and it doesn't look powdery or cakey. And it also creates a very youthful skin, under eye skin appearance because it has that like dewy, bouncy glow sort of look. You can definitely set it with powder, which I probably will. But if you don't like to set it, this on its own is just a beautiful finish as well. Then I'm gonna take my Nars Soft Matte Concealer. Oh wait, this is the wrong shade. This is Macadamia. I'm gonna go in with Custard, and I'm just, again, gonna take my finger and go over any pigmentation or any spots that I want higher coverage on. And this works really well with the finger as well because it is that kind of stiffer potted formula. The warmth of your finger over nicely hydrated skin, it just kind of melts it and gives you a super skin-like appearance. You're probably gonna hear me say the word skin-like a million times in this video, but that's really what this is about. It's just about a quick and easy base that makes me feel good. And you know, I think what makes me feel good these days is not a full beat makeup look. It's not super glam. It's not, I don't know, the most dramatic makeup. I feel like the thing that makes me feel good lately is just feeling like myself, like a naturally enhanced version of myself. I think even myself of like 5 years ago would not say that this is my favorite kind of look. I would say my favorite kind of look is like a glam bronzy eye or like a golden goddessy sort of look. And that's not where I'm at anymore. So when I'm keeping things quick and simple, I like to just do one cream cheek product, whether that's cream illuminator, cream blush, or cream bronzer. I just don't wanna wear like a ton of cheek products. So I am going for a cream blush today. I've been loving the Evaporate Skin Spark from Phytosurgence. This is one of their newer toasted blush formulas or blush shades. And it's the most interesting, like muted peach, I would say. But there's like a bit of earthiness to it. And this is their Sky Buff brush. You see me use this all the time for cream cheek products. And I'm just going to like very generously apply this all across the cheek. I love a tone like this for when I'm just doing one cheek product because there is an earthiness. So it's obviously not a bronzer, but there is this kind of warmth and like warming quality to this shade that I think just gives the face a lot of life. And despite being a cream blush, this actually is a super long-lasting formula. It just sticks around all day, like the pigmentation, and it's not too sticky. It just is a very beautiful skin-like finish. I even take this into my temples. This is even a shade that I could sweep like a little bit into the hairline. Not enough to be a true bronzer, but just to warm up the complexion and make the skin look really cohesive. So I mentioned it's Saturday. I have a pretty chill day today. I'm mostly just gonna be at home. I might go to the pool later. We went out to dinner last night in K-Town. We had Korean barbecue and we went to get this amazing bingsu. I had a mango melon bingsu. It was amazing. I'm gonna post a picture of it here just so you can see. But yeah, that was really fun, but I'm feeling pretty like tired from the week. So today is really just about rest and self-care. So that's it for the base. I just like to keep it simple, and I like that the cream blush, it reflects light back, so I don't feel like I need a liquid illuminator. Also, I have oily combo skin, but I just think that tone is a perfect like one and done sort of cheek color. So I have the new Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is their new talc-free version. I think they call this ultra blurring, and I do find it to be ultra blurring. It has that same mattifying quality as their original powder, but to be honest, I haven't used their original powder in a couple of years. So I'm happy to have this back in my life because I do feel like this is maybe even more blurring than it used to be. And I find that it just smooths over pores. And paired with the Fenty Eavesdrop just has a way of, like smoothing over pores and creating this like veil over your skin. And this really, really keeps it like locked in and intact while still looking skin-like. I have my big window open and it's kind of nice to film with natural light. I haven't done that on YouTube in a little while, but I think it's nice to see the skin and products used under different types of lighting conditions rather than just studio light all the time. So I hope that translates on camera. For an eye base, I really like the Chantecaille Next Generation Eye Base. This is the shade Medium, and this is an eye primer. It's not quite creamy the way like a cream eyeshadow is. It's rather powdery. So it is just a kind of easy, like draw it on and smear it out kind of eyeshadow primer. I do find it's a little bit pink for my skin tone, but I don't really mind because I'm just gonna put a cream eyeshadow on top of it. And I just kind of blend it out with my fingers. It has a blurring quality, and it also gives me a bit of a tint, not anything too noticeable color-wise, but I do think it kind of tones down any like blue eye veins or any kind of imperfections on the eyelids. Then I'm gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Exaggerize, the new Eyes to Mesmerize shade. Again, finger painting here. I'm just gonna pick it up with my finger and smear it across the eyes. And I just can't get enough of this shade. It is by far my favorite Eyes to Mesmerize shade I've tried, and maybe second only to Tom Ford's Golden Peach. That's just kind of a forever favorite. I've had that for like 8 years and I love it. But this is a very close second. It just creates the most beautiful, like warm base, but it has a silver reflect, and in person it creates the most gorgeous, like wet looking eyeshadow. I love it so much. Just so easy to blend out. And I sweep it all the way up to my orbital bone. For me, the orbital bone is a really good guide for makeup because I have hooded eyes, and if you have monolids, this is a great trick too. The orbital bone is actually structurally where you get definition, like natural definition in your eye. So I use that. I sweep my finger all the way along the orbital bone and just blend out the edges, and that's really it. And this way you can actually see your eyeshadow when you open your eyes fully and relax them. The orbital bone is a nice guide for me. It's just perfectly understated, and if you wanted to build this shadow up or use deeper tones to smoke it out a little bit, you could do that. But even just by itself, it's like a perfect one and done eyeshadow. So I have a lash lift right now. They're tinted and lifted, so I'm not going to curl my lashes. I am gonna go in with my Peri Para mascara fixer and also my Rare Beauty mascara, because if I do go to the pool later, I'm not sure if I will yet, it's the most water resistant. So that's the mascara done. I just wanted a really fluttery look. I'm going to use my super busted ColourPop eyebrow pencil. Just any micro pencil works for this. And I'm just going to lightly fill in my brows. I'm not going for anything like super dramatic, just to fill in some of those like blank gaps. And like I mentioned, I like doing this after my base makeup so that if there's any like makeup bits that get into the brows, I can even them out and straighten them out with the brow pencil. I actually am in the mood to add a little bit more blush. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying a much slower pace of life these days. My friends and I talk about this all the time. I turned 30 in lockdown. So during the last couple of years, a lot of lifestyle shifts have happened where I work fully from home. I turned 30, I entered my 30s. We moved and we bought a house. And so all of these shifts, in addition to the slowdown of the really like peak COVID years, have led me to just have a much slower pace of life, but I like it. I'm not mad. It's more just that sometimes I think about how different my life is than it was like 3-4 years ago. And it's like a very different version of myself has emerged. And I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. But I am very different, and the pace of life is very different than it used to be. And that's okay. It's just kind of funny because I do wonder if it had just been one of those things like COVID or entering my 30s or, getting married and buying a house. If it had just been one of those things, would it have impacted my life as dramatically? And I don't know the answer. I'll never know the answer, like what's caused the change. It's just been like the perfect storm of all of those things that have led me to go a little bit more inward toward a quieter life. Not that I don't do things and see people, but I'm definitely less social, and I feel like I need less social energy to sustain me in my life. Here's another product I haven't used in a long time, but I pulled out last week and I was like, I love this shade. It's Lisa Eldridge Kitten Mischief in her, I think this is the Luxuriously Lucent formula. So it's kind of sheer and it's super buttery, and it's almost like, it feels like a tinted balm, but it has more pigment than that. But it's just a really easy shade to wear. And on my skin tone, I feel like it's really brightening. So no lip liner, just this. I actually am going to set the face, even if I do like a quick makeup look and it's something sheer and light layers, I still want it to last. So I'm going in with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. Is there such thing as too much blush? With this shade, no. I kind of love how buildable it is. It's just the most beautiful, earthy peach. So that is the look. Do you see how voluminous my hair is? I just love the like natural body that the T3 airbrush gives me. It just gives me a nice like, I don't know, like a nice movement through the hair. As for the makeup, I'm feeling really nice and glowy. My skin feels really hydrated and soft and plumped up thanks to the skincare, as well as just like a very sheer layer of makeup. And this is just what makes me feel the best these days. This exact kind of look with different kinds of products is the makeup look that makes me feel the best, the prettiest, and the most like myself. And also like, I don't know, I just feel a little bit more in my body after I take some time and sit down and do a little bit of a routine that's not exhausting. It's just enough to like perk me up. So I am going to go do some house stuff. I have to do some cleaning and organizing. I'll take you with me through the day. It's not gonna be the most exciting day, but it is gonna be a nice, like restful, cozy day. I'm just about to do some like cleaning and organizing. I don't know about you, but sometimes the right candle gets me in the mood to clean and organize. It just like energizes me and like makes me want to declutter. So I have a new candle in my life. I haven't shared it with you yet. This is a new Savant candle. You know I love them. This is Ingrid's Candle Company. This is called Heat Wave, and I've had my eye on this for a long time. The notes are fresh dill, cucumber, summer peaches, and patchouli. Are you kidding me? That's like the perfect summer candle. So this smells really bright and crisp and fresh and green. And I feel like it's the perfect cleaning candle for that reason, or like the perfect like house freshening candle for that reason. It's something that I would for sure light in my kitchen, in my living room, in my loft, in my office, like any sort of living space where you want to energize the overall space, because it's not like the powdery floral smell of cleaning, traditionally of cleaning supplies, but it gives this like modern green freshness. So I'm gonna light this, I'm going to turn on some music, and I'm going to do some organizing. just about to head out to the pool. It's around 5. Hi. And we missed the hottest part of the day. It's like 100 degrees today. So we're gonna go out to the pool for a little bit. Hi everyone, it is actually Sunday. I had a super lazy day because I woke up thinking it was Monday and I was so anxious and so panicked. And when I realized it was Sunday, I was like, I kind of feel like this is a sign that I need to actually rest today. So I took a nap. I've just been doing stuff around the house. We are about to go over to my parents for dinner. So we're gonna pick up some dessert and then head over there. I just put on a little bit of tinted moisturizer and blush, and that was pretty much it. So we're gonna go get some dessert, have dinner at my parents, and have a pretty chill Sunday night. And I'll catch up with you in a bit. Also, I'm kind of excited because I just kind of on a whim ordered these 2 little olive trees online, and they arrived this afternoon. They were a little bit, banged up from being in the mail, but considering they were shipped in a box, I think they're in pretty good condition. So we'll see how they do. I was thinking about having one maybe on our balcony and one on our porch. So I need to find some pots to repot them. But I just watered them to hopefully revive them and bring them back to life. We'll see how they do. So we just got back from dinner. Well, we got back from dinner a couple hours ago, and we just watched some TV, wound down for the weekend, and now I'm just getting ready for bed. Just getting a good cleanse in to close out the weekend. Okay, skincare's on, I'm all dewy, and I am ready for bed. So I'm gonna sign the video off here. Thanks for hanging out with me during this restful, restorative weekend. I don't know about you, but I really needed that. And I hope you guys have a good week too. I wanna say thank you again to Ocea for sponsoring this video. Again, I'll leave that 10% off code in the description box below. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.